I was working at a restaurant and I was bartending. I think I was like 23 or 24. And one of the patrons at the bar, we got to talking, and he worked in the industry. He was a best boy in the electric department. So he's like the second in command in the electric department. And then his wife came, and his wife was a costumer, and we just started talking, and I was like, that's my dream, is to like get on set. And we talked for a while. They were there for a while, and he was like, you know what, take my number, I'm going to help you out. So I was like, awesome. So he talked to the key PA, and that was on the first season of Kimmy Schmidt. So it was like a big show that I got on, like, on my first one. So yeah, they got me in for the day. It was a stage day. I had no idea what I was doing. On the stage, like, things are a little bit more settled, and they're not as crazy as like if you're out like on the streets. But yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. I like pulled up a chair and sat down because I was like, I can't stand for this long. And then I wasn't like echoing when they were calling rolls and cuts, which is like important because other departments don't necessarily know when we're filming and when we're not. And yeah, and then I was like, oh, obviously they're gonna call me back. Like, I did such a great job. And like, no, they didn't, because like I didn't do anything. I wasn't helpful at all.
You didn't know what to
So
do. Nobody told you what to do. You
part,
didn't know what to do. Nobody told you what to do.
nobody told me what to do. I feel like they just assumed that I knew, and I wasn't like confident enough to ask. I was like, oh, I'm smart. I can figure this out. But like, that's not necessarily the case. Like, I wish I asked questions. I wish that I like was confident in myself and like could do that. I just wasn't there yet, because I was really good at bartending. I was great at my job. So I just assumed that like I was good at everything. But yeah, then I went back to bartending because I was like, I failed. I'll never get another job in the industry. Like, my name has been tarnished, like as if like I was the most important person in the world, you know? And so I went back to bartending for a while. And then I was living in a house with people who like make their own films and stuff. So I started doing a little bit with them. And then that gave me the confidence to like start looking at some stuff like on Craigslist if like people needed help, because I had that incentive of like, okay, well, if it's like a home video, like an amateur, not professional set, like I think I can get some experience from that. Between that time and then like when I got my first like gig in film, I think I was maybe in Friends and Film for like a month, and I like figured out a really good way to network. And it just happened really quickly, like after I joined Friends and Film, and just like the first couple modules, and just that starting point of like the willingness to do whatever it takes to do what's better for yourself, and like to get the life that you want. Think like that willingness just puts like a whole like shift and change of like, okay, like I'm gonna do this, and if I'm gonna like be doing this program and like have this be a huge part of my life, then I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get what I want. Sometimes I feel a little behind because I get on sets, and like the last set I was working on, there was a person who was 24, and that's when I had my first opportunity, and I blew it. And I was like, man, like and I said to her, I'm like, you're so lucky that like you get what you're doing, and like you're not afraid to ask for help. Like, she went to film school, so she's got some sort of like base in it, but film school and working on a set are two completely different things. You might learn how to, work a camera and like write a script and get it from script to, picture, but like actually the hustle and bustle that goes on set, like that can't be taught anywhere but set. Um, so yeah, I just see these youngins on set, and I'm like, I'm so proud of you that like you figured this out at a young age. You're enthusiastic, you know what you want, like you're not afraid to ask questions. And like one of them, he was actually we have COVID PAs now on set, and he was a COVID PA on my last job. He like texted me recently, and he's like, hey, like, it was great working with you. Just like wanted to, put you put me on your radar if you know a show that needs additional PAs. And like he's never really PA'd, but he was a COVID PA on set. So and he was like in it. Like I could tell that he was paying so much attention, learning so many things, asking the right questions, like being really curious. And I was like, I want to help you out. Like I want to help people like that out. Because I see people on set who just they're on their phones, they're not paying attention, they don't answer their radio. And I'm just like, that's not somebody that I would recommend because that doesn't make me look good, you know? And like, those are super, like, that's such an important trait to have is just the curiosity. And like, even this kid, the kid that texted me, the COVID PA, they're on a different radio channel, but when he would hear us say rolling, he would say it too. And I'm like, that's it. Like, that's how, you know, and it's scary. I remember the first couple times that you just have to yell rolling. And I was like, I'm nervous. But it's like, why am I nervous? I get to yell at my job. Like, that's a great, like, release of energy and, like, a, you know, that build up.
This
But
was
yeah.
very wonderful what you just described because you just showed all of us what impresses somebody that makes them want to refer them and bring them in. Get in any way you can, guys. Remember, craft service, whatever. We don't even care. Any way you can, because you, with this get it factor that we're teaching you, that you're hearing about, they're like, oh, I have permission to talk to Stacey. Oh, I have permission to say rolling. I have permission to watch what's going on. I have permission to learn everything. And you should. And that will impress people. Now, with that newfound realization, then you just go do it. And then you get in. And then you get into that clan of people. So, yeah, you should. You just heard it from the master.